Welcome to And Then There Were Three. I'm Anna.
I'm Kaley.
Katie, what the hell's going on, Kaley?
My eye was itchy and I didn't want to mess it up.
You literally interrupted the open like 50 times and you weren't even ready for it.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for it.
Oh my god. Okay,
My ADHD is really bad today.
It seems so.
Oh my god.
So I just I have to leave so you can stop talking.
Okay. Literally, I get all my shit done now that I don't live with Kaley.
She's a curse. Well, we didn't have an episode last week, so we're back, and it's going to be a really packed episode. We have a lot of things to go over. Many things have occurred in the past couple weeks or so. So, Kaley was in town for a short period of time, but we didn't get to record. It was mainly for the College World Series.
A slim 48 hours.
It was a slim 48 hours. And
is that the right adjective?
I don't know. I've never used that before.
Slim 48 hours.
Longer than 48 hours.
It was probably like 72.
It was probably like 85.
And for about 48 of them, you were sleeping, so I never even got to see you. But yeah. The buckets of the College World Series personally victimized Kaley Gates this trip.
Personally victimized a lot of people.
Everyone.
Can I preface that?
On Saturday, if you went to the Blatt on Saturday, June 17th, you probably have a story about a bucket because I think that batch was very strong.
So, something was put in there.
So, they fucking... It's okay, first of all, what a bucket is, it's you have the choice high noon or bucket, basically. And it's $6 or $10 for hard liquor. It's obviously you're going to choose a fucking bucket.
You have more options than the high noon in a bucket.
Okay, but
that's all Kaley likes. You get a bucket or a high noon. That's it.
I'm
those are your fucking options. No, but it's a small little pail of.
No, it's not small. It's probably I don't know.
It's a
whole Stanley Cup, probably a Stanley Cup and a half, I would say.
Yeah. Of literally apparently just alcohol on that Saturday.
It was
and this is my this just proves that what? This just proves that I am such a lightweight because we all ate the same exact meal, had the same amount of drinks before, and we all got buckets. And after my first bucket, I was on the floor, not actually,
so
but
you got another one.
I got another one, but I poured literally half of it on Tim and didn't even drink it.
We got a second bucket just to pour it on people.
I realized after I got the second bucket that I was drunk, and I was
you're I'm so drunk, help me. I go, then stop.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't even really drink the second bucket. I just had it to and I was just dumping it on people.
Water down your throat.
Yeah, you should have. But that just proves that I cannot handle my alcohol as much as anyone else. Literally, Kat, who's 90 pounds.
Yeah, I also was bucket deep and wasn't thinking very much.
I was 0 bucket deeps, and
the frontal lobe was not working.
Our frontal lobes aren't developed yet.
Yeah, so that's my excuse.
Blame it on the frontal lobe.
That's my excuse. Clearly, mine has a lot of developing to do.
We have a few years before those fully hit.
It really does.
Are we going to wake up one day and our frontal lobes are going to be fully formed and we're
we texted our friend Jack because he's 25 and we were like, hey, I have a question. Is your frontal lobe, do you feel different? How's your frontal lobe? And he said, no, nothing's changed.
I feel like 25 sucks. Delay the frontal lobe fully forming.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
I feel like I delayed it after the bucket. My frontal lobe will never develop now after having a bucket.
You're going to be 45.
Now you have brain damage.
I literally am going to have a traumatic brain injury from those fucking buckets.
Oh my God.
They killed brain cells in my body.
But they taste like fruit punch, like a juice.
So
Normally they're really good, but this time they were strong. I could taste the alcohol in it, and normally you can't taste it at all. So it was seriously just this batch of
someone was just
alcohol
wanting to ruin everyone's day.
Someone really wanted everyone to have a really good time.
I wonder if the lady pouring was just watching everyone that got buckets just get absolutely fucked up.
And pre-made, I think. So they just made it horribly strong. Maybe they put 2 extra bottles of freaking Everclear in there or something.
They were how can we ruin
everyone? You were drinking the Everclear bucket?
Yeah, literally.
They tell you that at the end of the night. You're oh, really?
That explains a lot.
Well, a lot of other interesting things happened. As you all probably know, I was with the Livvy Dunne, and this experience was pretty
different
cool.
Than the bucket?
It was different than the bucket, yeah. So I've been working the College World Series. I've had, everyone comes in town to party, and I stay in town to work. I come downtown to work.
You live in Omaha.
So I don't get the pleasure of drinking buckets every night, but some nights I will. And so Livvy Dunne's in town for LSU. She goes there. She's a gymnastics star, also obviously TikTok, social media, whatever. And I knew she was going to be in town, so my goal was to get an interview with her because I knew it was going to go crazy on social media because she doesn't really do many interviews. Really, it's mostly just her on TikTok. So
but I feel like because after like a gymnastics meet, like there's not press really, or is there?
I mean, because she's there, but I was talking to some of the people that cover LSU regularly down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and they're like, she never will do interviews.
Really?
Because
Wow.
her agents are just very, very secure about her, and like they make them send the questions before and like have a time limit and stuff. So like after I got the interview with her, all the local media for them were coming up to me like, how'd you get that? They were really confused.
Did you get it?
That's a good question, Katie. Thanks for asking. Kaley was never going to ask.
You sounded like a reporter.
That's a really good question. Thanks for asking.
I've been on my reporter mode too much lately, but
loosen up. Shake her, Katie.
So she was there the first. Geez, what day? I don't even know what day it is at this point. We're just gonna say the first day LSU played. She was there, and she was getting swarmed by like 13-year-old boys. It was insane. Like I took a video.
It was Monday.
Okay, thank you. It was Monday, and she was getting swarmed in the concourse. She was sitting in like regular people seats. She didn't like have security or anything. She didn't tell anyone she was coming.
So did she just show up and then people found out she was there and then everyone...
So she posted a Snapchat of where her seats were.
I did see that and I was like...
And from that moment, it's like you're screwed.
Yeah.
Because if you post that, like...
You know exactly
what's happening, right? And like... Not like she was asking for a bunch of people to attack her, but...
posts, then like everyone can see.
Absolutely,
people who follow like, oh, she's on this.
And that's millions of people.
Exactly.
Right? And if she has 9 million followers, like probably 3 million of them felt like they were there because literally every little boy and any guy in general was freaking out. It was like reverse Justin Bieber. I've never seen boys fangirl basically a girl so much.
If I saw boys love her.
Yeah,
they're obsessed.
If I saw Justin Bieber at the College World Series, I went to the Omaha Mall.
It's like the same thing as that.
I literally drove to the Omaha Mall to see Justin Bieber. Yeah, and I was like 12.
It's really funny how both of those kind of parallel, but. So Livvy was getting swarmed and stuff. I didn't end up getting the interview that day because it was just so chaotic. I was talking to security afterwards. They had to kick out 10 guys because they were harassing Livvy, like screaming her name, trying to go down to her section. Like, dude, she doesn't want you. She's not going to kiss you. She's not going to touch you.
Yeah.
Like, go away. So they kicked out 10 people at the Charles Schwab Field. There's 12 armed police officers. 7 of them were right next to Livvy Dunne because of how crazy it was.
What?
Yeah. It was insane. Yeah, they kicked out 10 people. It was wild.
Is she girl next door vibes?
Everyone wants her. But yeah, she was like anything girl because everybody wanted to just literally get a glimpse. Just get a glimpse of her. It was ridiculous. People were like climbing on top of each other. I've never seen anything like it.
Who was sitting next to her?
It was her dad, her sister, and then like random fans that just happened to have seats next to her.
Were they like obsessing over her? Were they?
No, it was like older LSU fans. Okay. They knew who she was, but they weren't like
being a freak.
Yeah, they weren't being weird, but everyone else was. So that happens, and I'm like, did I miss my opportunity? Like, I probably should have just ballsed up and asked her to do an interview and made my way through because I'm a media member and I have a credential, so they'll probably let me talk to them. Security knows me and stuff. So, but I didn't, and I was like kind of disappointed. I was like, whatever. That kind of blows because someone else got an interview with her like on radio, on national radio, and I was like, I probably should have just tried. So I found out that she was coming back the following day for LSU to play again because they won, and I was like, okay. I was in the shower, got out of the shower, looked myself in the mirror, go, I'm gonna interview Livvy Dunne today.
Stop.
I hope she never listens to this.
Anna held her crystals.
Literally held my crystals. I looked in the mirror, and I've done this before.
Give me Livvy Dunne!
I manifested Livvy Dunne that day, I swear to God. And so I'm on my way to the ballpark, and I get a text from my coworkers that say, oh my God, Livvy Dunne's at the coffee shop I'm at. And it's like right across from the stadium. So I park my car, and I walk my ass 3 blocks over to this coffee shop before the game because I know Livvy's there and I want to talk to her because I didn't get a chance to. And so I was on FaceTime with Kaley right before too, and I was like, Kaley, I need to go. I'm talking to Livvy Dunne.
She's like, what?
She's like upset.
She's like, are you crazy? Time.
So I go into the coffee shop, meet my 2 coworkers there, and just like chit chat, hang out. She's like on a FaceTime with somebody sitting with her sister, so I'm like not gonna interrupt that. And after like 10 or 15 minutes, she's done with the FaceTime, and I go up to her. I'm like, hey, can I introduce myself? She's like, oh yeah, absolutely. I just tell her who I am, and like I tried to talk to you last night, kind of, but I just never got my way down. Obviously, it was chaotic, and I was like, any chance like we could talk to you today, or like at the game or something? She's like really not gonna say yes. She was like, I just like don't really want any like trick questions. And I was like, oh no, like that's not what I'm doing. Like I'm a sports reporter. Like I honestly want to talk to you about like women's sports, NIL, all this stuff.
Honestly, I get it because I feel like she would not want to interview people get interviewed by people because they just want the clout.
They want the clickbait.
Yeah, they want the clickbait of like her messing up or asking like a not okay question, you know?
Absolutely. And like rightfully so. And she doesn't know who I am. So like obviously she doesn't know I have very good intentions for this. Yeah. So then after that, we just start chit-chatting for like 15, 20 minutes. What?
Livvy, who would you rather live with for the rest of your life?
The submarine. That's what I was going to ask her. But I obviously wasn't going to do that.
Who'd you vote for?
Yeah. Can you talk about your political views? That would be really bad. So I chit chat with her for like 15, 20 minutes, and her sister Jules, who's hilarious. You should look at her TikTok. She has a account called The Forgotten Sibling. And like she just handles it so well.
Yeah.
She's like, seriously. That's the first thing.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat.
She's like Livvy's manager, basically. Like nice. She does everything for her. She's the best sister ever. And talked to them for a while, whatever. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll see you in the stadium. She's like, yeah, I'll do it there if we see each other. Like, what's your name again? So I gave her my name. And go to the stadium. I'm like, I don't really know if that's going to happen or not because who knows where she'll be. Yeah. When I get there, I talk to a security guard who's actually driving her to the stadium that night. And we're close because he works all the Creighton games. I work all of those. And he just knows me and likes me. And he's like, hey, I'll text the sister and make sure that's okay. And I'll let you know when we're here. So I'm like, all right, it's time to like go big or go home. So I talked to the College World Series people and I'm like, hey, Livvy Dunne's coming. I have an interview set up with her. Can we get her field passes? And so they say yes. I have no idea why they said yes.
Wow.
But like shout out them for like trusting me, like a media member asking for field passes for Livvy Dunne.
Yeah.
Like just so out of the blue. But she knew who she was.
Livvy Dunne is here and she needs to be on the field.
And so I'm like, hey, can I just like take her on the field, do this interview? Honestly, I've never felt more famous in my life.
Really?
I will say it. It was really cool. So she's at like seriously, there was maybe 8 security guards around us.
Wow.
Walking onto the field at the College World Series.
Dude, I want a video of this shit.
I know. The LSU baseball team sitting in the dugout, all watching us. People are taking photos of us. Like, I felt like I was her for a moment. Like, and it's scary.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having that every day. Yeah. And not like that happens to her every day, but like even just the amount of people that want to talk to her and like want things from her. So we walk out onto the field, do the interview for a few minutes. She brought one of her teammates and her sister, got them all on the field. I literally like took her pictures for her and her friends and stuff. Like she'll probably post on Instagram. Wow. And she put us on her Snapchat story.
Dude, I died at that. Like Anna's just casually on Livvy Dunne's
Snapchat story. The fuck? If I had her added on Snapchat and like didn't know and just saw that, I'd be like, oh my God.
I bet all these like guys that like know of you or whatever probably saw that. I was like, is that Ana Bellinghausen?
Oh yeah. My post with her was sent like over 100 times.
Really?
Yeah. It was funny.
See the insights on that.
But yeah, talking to her was really cool. So I went the angle of women's sports and why she tries to uplift them. And she had really good messages because it's really true that you can be like good at your sport, be a good student, and also be
the interview was
a
really
savvy
good.
Businesswoman. Yeah, it was really cool. And she was like, I'm really nervous for this. I'm like, dude, you're Livvy Dunne.
Dude, you're Livvy Dunne.
Anything you say, people will love. So it doesn't matter, you know?
No, the interview was really good. I loved her answers. They're really good.
She was great. And afterwards, I talked to her sister, got her number, and sent her pictures and stuff. And they were super grateful for it. Like, her mom retweeted it.
Aww.
And I was talking to Livvy 2 days ago because I saw her again. She just came back.
You guys are best friends?
Yeah, we are. And I saw her again. I'm like, hey, did you get a chance to watch the interview? She goes, yeah, it actually came up on my For You page.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
I love
Livvy's
that.
She's like, it looks like he was doing pretty well. I'm like, gosh. She's like, I asked her, I was like, hey, what is usually on your For You page? Is it just a bunch of edits of you from like weirdos? She's like, it's either that or stuff about baby Gronk. Like, oh my god. I was like,
Wait,
I don't
is she
even.
dating baby Gronk?
Are you for real?
Who's baby Gronk?
Who's baby Gronk?
Okay.
Like
I don't
Robert
even think
Gronkowski's little brother?
No. I don't even know if I want you guys to wrap your heads around what baby Gronk is right now, but it's like this middle schooler whose dad has been puppeteering him to be like the best football player ever, and he just gets him to say a bunch of crazy stuff on podcasts. And he said that he was gonna riz up Livvy Dunne and take her to prom or something, and it's just been a headline for like no reason. But
I
ignore
saw a bunch of comments.
anything you say about baby.
I saw a bunch of comments about that, and I thought it was like Gronk's little brother or something.
That's
and
hilarious.
He
He's
like
not
loved her.
related. Everyone dislikes baby Gronk and his father because it's like exploiting a 12-year-old child. But yeah, that's the story though. Livvy was super cool. I have nothing but good things to say about her. And she took pictures with everybody. It's just like I can't imagine.
Now Livvy is coming on the pod.
And now she's here. Livvy! I'm just kidding. She's actually went to Nashville this weekend. Found out. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Wow.
Well, have fun in Nashville, girl. Hope you don't have the experiences you guys
I
had.
love how Anna just gets to interview like these famous people, gets like an escort to like the field with 8 security guards, but then is like also posted up on Snapchat upside down in a jean thong. Like,
Isn't that funny?
Find your balance.
We needed to find your balance in life, ladies.
Find
You can
your
do it all.
balance.
You can
do
be
it all.
a professional. You can have fun, and you can be hilarious and pretty at the same time. Don't let anyone tell you no.
I don't.
Perfect. So the jean thong thing, I actually have more info on that. So
What's the
somebody,
Oh my god. Okay, I have something to say about the jean thong. So
this is what I was going to say about the jean thong, but I have more afterwards. So
Okay.
tell
Why
it
are you
just
touching
Why do you guys keep touching each other?
we're going to kiss.
Make out.
Okay,
Okay, now tell the story.
Stop touching me. Okay, so we will fucking post this photo because it is so funny. So all of a sudden, we were out last weekend at the old mattress factory, and there were 2 girls in jean thongs, and it was the same jean thong that I bought for Anna off of
Mine was
Amazon.
Unironically.
Unironically, and Skylar like sent it in our group chat, and it was like, Anna, are these your friends? And I thought it was Anna at first glance. I was like, did I have this many buckets that I forgot that Anna showed up in the jean thong?
Imagine
Like,
if I
was scared.
showed up in a jean thong.
Oh
now.
my gosh.
So I was with people last night, and they're like, these girls in jean thongs were at the mat. And I was like, oh my God, I know who you're talking about. So those girls weren't just like hanging out. They were Club Omaha, like strippers, going there to promote their club at the CWS.
You wore that.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't just like, they weren't just there doing that. I think, yeah, so.
Not
Not like
Anna
that.
has the same jean thong as a stripper.
So apparently this jean thong is very popular among strippers. But good for them. I mean, way to promote your brand and work.
That's how Anna promotes her brand.
I write my
Via
hand
jean thong.
my butt cheek.
Advertising.
Jean thong.
My business cards are just right in the
Fox
back.
News is gonna find Anna via jean thong.
Yeah, that's how they know where.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I want to bring up the biggest current event ever right now, the submarine that went missing, going to look down in the Titanic. And of course, I don't really need to explain this, but a bunch of billionaires went down there. There's 5 of them, and they were like 2 hours down on their trip, and then radar lost them. Kaley's been obsessed with this, though, and she's been making up a lot of scenarios, and we were talking about it, and she said the first thing she would want to know is what their fits would be.
What?
On the submarine.
But
I'm like, I
you
can't believe people aren't making more TikToks about this. It's like, yes, okay, these people are drowned in the
drowned
in the submarine, whatever. I don't know.
About it.
But what was their fit when they woke up that day and were like, I'm gonna go see the fucking Titanic 3 miles below the ocean? Like, what did they put on? Jeans, sweatpants, no pants, underwear? Like, what did they wear?
I don't know. What would you wear?
What would you wear?
Exactly. I don't know.
You definitely wear a biker set.
Well, how cold is it in there?
I don't know. Like, are they wrapped up in blankets?
Right
Like,
now, it's just
when you wake up and you're like, I'm going underwater, I'm going to the floor of the ocean. Like, what do you look in your closet? Like, genuinely, what did these people pick out?
I'd probably wear sweatpants.
I'd probably wear
And a
leggings
shirt.
and a sweatshirt.
It's just such a crazy thing to think about. Like, what do you wake up and like, maybe I'm gonna die today? Like, what do you put on?
I don't think they thought about dying that day.
It had to cross their mind. They
Yeah.
literally signed a waiver saying I might die.
True.
Who would you want in the submarine with you?
A bunch of people I hate, so I'd want to die. Was that
okay.
was that out of pocket?
That was a lot of fun.
Jesus Christ. I mean, most people would be like, my mom, my sister, my grandma.
Oh.
You know, who would you want to spend your last hours with?
A bunch of people that she hates.
When I first asked Kaley this
Fuck.
question,
Okay, don't put that in. Don't put that in.
And that's hilarious.
when I first asked Kaley, I go, who would you want to be with? And she said, our friend who's like really built, like a big lifter guy.
Cade
Okay,
Mathis.
this is meaning like in the context of we're gonna die. Who would
So
you
she
wanna
would
be?
want him to be on the submarine with her so he could choke her out. That's the first thing that she thought of. I was like, oh, well, I was thinking like my parents. Kaley was just thinking about how can I get out of here quick as possible.
Clearly,
But, like,
Kaley would not have gone on the
I
submarine
don't think-
ever because she
I don't think you guys understand. My heart races even thinking about the scenario.
it is scary. I mean,
No, I hate it.
Oh, like you're all like cooped up and like maybe jeans in the bottom of the ocean.
why are you so obsessed with the outfits?
You're all cooped out and being stuck at the floor of the ocean in jeans.
I can't.
In a jean thong, you're stuck at the bottom of the ocean.
I would have worn my jean thong in the
That's what she would have
submarine.
worn.
Oh my god.
There's
Like,
only one window and it's pitch black and it's just above freezing. Because
And all
you look out the light and you see Anna in a jean thong at the floor of the ocean.
yeah, what's at the floor of the ocean? It's me in a jean thong at the Titanic.
Stripping on the Titanic.
Well, I'm like,
On the poles
I've
of the
always been like
Titanic.
really obsessed with the Titanic. Like,
Same.
but it would be really cool to see the Titanic. I wouldn't pay $250,000 to do it though, or die.
No, I can look on
The
Google.
most I would pay to see the Titanic now, even above water, would maybe be $20.
Look at the Google image.
Respectfully, like I can look up an image. I'm not the type though that goes to a museum and is like, wow,
Museum?
a museum. I don't get like wowed by like the zoo or a museum when I can always just look
Kayla
up
could literally be in Rome and be like, I want to go home. I need water.
Yeah, I have to be very particular about things I do because I know that like a festival, for example, will never go to one because I will literally throw a tantrum.
Dude, people at festivals, like, how do they piss? Like,
They
if
wear
you-
diapers.
Yeah, like, you would
Straight
have
up.
to wear a diaper.
Yeah.
I would have an anxiety attack if I didn't have water on me at all times.
People, I think Kaylee's worst nightmare would be waiting for the ball to drop in New York City. Like, imagine Kaylee waiting in line at 2 a.m. through like the next day. They wear diapers.
Sometimes
and they,
I think about Kaley doing,
poop
like,
there.
near, like, yours job, and I
Yeah.
just laugh, like, situations that, like, I have to do.
Honestly, I think about that too.
And she would be like, I can't do this. I'm hot.
Yes. Okay, well, shout out Livvy Dunne. Shout out Buckets at
No
College
shout
World
out.
Series and
You do shout out.
Brownie. And everybody
this
that's
episode is brought to you by
this EpiPen is brought to you by this episode is brought
Titanic.
to you by the Titanic. Okay, guys, thanks so much for listening. We love you very much, and tune in next time. Maybe Livvy Dunne will be on the pod.